In the morning, IPS Madame Nandita Roy from Kolinagar district got into an auto rickshaw. The auto driver had no idea that the woman sitting in his vehicle was not an ordinary passenger, but the district's IPS Madame Nandita Roy. Nandita Roy was wearing a black sari, and she looked entirely like a simple, ordinary woman. She had taken leave to attend her little sister's wedding and was going home by auto rickshaw. While the auto was moving, the driver said to Nandita, "Madam, I'm taking this road for you, but there might be police here. The inspector in our area cuts autos' fares for no reason and pockets the money. I don't know what's written in my fate. Please God, let there be no police this time." Nandita Roy wondered to herself whether what the driver said was really true, whether the local inspector behaved like that. Those thoughts kept turning in her mind. As the auto moved a little further, she saw Inspector Debashish standing with a few constables conducting checks. As the auto came before them, the inspector motioned with his baton and ordered the vehicle to stop. As soon as the driver halted, the inspector angrily shouted, "Get down! Is this your father's road? Driving so fast, aren't you scared? Now, quickly pay a fine of 5,000 taka." With that, the inspector started taking out his checkbook. The auto driver, trembling with fear, said, "Sir, I haven't broken any rule. Why are you issuing a fine? Please don't do this. I haven't earned anything yet. Where will I get this money to give you?" The inspector, furious, said, "Don't talk too much. If you don't have money, why are you driving an auto? Hurry and show your papers. Don't be some stolen auto." The driver quickly produced his documents. Everything on the papers was in order. There was no error. Still, the inspector said, "Even though the papers are fine, you must pay the fine. If not 5,000, give 3,000. Otherwise your auto will be seized." Standing nearby, IPS Madame Nandita Roy heard everything. She watched how the inspector was looting the poor, issuing fines without cause. The auto driver pleaded in fear, "Sir, where will I get so much money? I haven't earned anything yet. How can I give you money? Please leave me, sir. I have small children. If I don't earn, what will they eat? Will they go without food? Please have mercy." Inspector Debashish's heart showed no mercy. He angrily slapped the auto driver hard across the cheek and said, "When you have no money, why do you drive an auto? Is this your father's road that you drive so fast? You're talking too much to me. Come on, I'll teach you a lesson at the station." At that, IPS Madame Nandita Roy could no longer control herself. She stepped forward in front of the inspector and said, "Inspector, you are completely wrong. When the driver has done nothing wrong, why do you issue a fine for no reason? Striking him is a violation of the law. You have no right to torment a poor man like this." "Let him go." The inspector was already furious. Hearing Nandita Roy, he grew even angrier and snapped, "Oh, so you'll teach me the law? Looks like you'll need to taste prison air, too. Your life is getting started as well. Come on, we'll both enjoy ourselves in jail." P.S. Madame Nandita Roy was reddening with anger, yet she kept herself restrained, wanting to see how far this inspector would stoop. Inspector Debashish had no idea that the plain sari-clad woman standing before him was not an ordinary woman, but Kolinagar district's very own IPS Madame Nandita Roy. Fuming, Debashish ordered the Havildar, "Take these two to the station. I'll teach them a lesson." 2 Havildars stepped forward and took them to the police station. Once there, the inspector said, "Seat them here. Let's see what they do. We must show them their place." The Havildars seated them. Inspector Debashish sat back in his chair, chuckling, and called out, "Ramu, where are you? Bring tea." As Debashish sipped his tea, his phone buzzed. He immediately answered, speaking briskly, "Yes, everything will be done. Just keep my money ready." "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything for you." Nandita Roy and the auto driver both listened as the inspector talked. Nandita realized silently that the inspector's misconduct extended far beyond the road, straight into the station itself. She controlled her anger, standing resolute, because she knew that whatever she did to expose this inspector would be seen by the whole town. Inwardly, she planned how to unmask him publicly. The auto driver sat trembling, tears in his eyes, worried about his family and responsibilities. Seeing IPS Nandita Roy beside him gave him a sliver of courage, a hope that he might be saved. Nandita looked at the auto driver and said, "Don't worry. This inspector can't do anything. I'm with you, and I'll show you the power of the law. He's abusing the law. Don't worry. You've done nothing wrong. Stay calm. You are safe, and I am not an ordinary woman. I am IPS Officer Nandita Roy. I want to know about all this inspector's misdeeds. That is why I'm silent for now. I'll see how far he can go, then I'll expose him." Hearing this, the auto driver relaxed a little and breathed easier, then stammered, "Are you really IPS, madam? Then why didn't you speak up earlier when they were abusing me? Why didn't you save me? Are you lying, or are you in on this with them?" A bit startled, he looked at her. Nandita reassured him, "No, I'm not with them. I'm truly silent so I can expose this inspector. I want to see how far he'll sink. That's why I'm quiet. Otherwise, I could have suspended him right now. Just wait a little, then see what happens." After a while, the inspector went into a room. Inside, he called a havildar and said, "Go, bring the auto driver." The havildar immediately went out and told the driver, "Sir has called you inside." Hearing this, the driver got nervous, but Nandita Roy reassured him, "Don't worry. Whatever happens, we'll see." Her words gave the driver a little courage, and he went to the inspector. Inspector Debashish sat with one leg crossed over the other, smoking a cigarette. Seeing the driver, he smiled and said, "Look, if you want to save your auto, you'll have to pay me 5,000 taka. Otherwise, your auto will be seized. And on top of that, you'll become my enemy. You don't know that the whole district runs under my rule. I can do whatever I want, so don't mess with me. Just do what I say. Quickly deposit 5,000 taka." The driver's heart sank. Crying, he said, "Sir, please don't do this. Look at my situation. How can I give you 5,000 taka? Please let me go. I have small children at home. What will I feed them? What will they drink?" The inspector shouted angrily, "Look, I won't listen to a word you say. Give me the money or you'll be ruined. And your family will be ruined too. Now give the money." Out of fear, the driver took out 2,000 taka and handed it to the inspector, saying, "This is all I have. Please take this and let me go." The inspector took the money and said, "All right, go sit outside." Then he called a havildar and said, "Bring that woman here." The havildar went out and told Nandita Roy, "Madam, sir is calling you." Without hesitation, Nandita Roy went inside. The inspector smiled and asked, "What's your name?" Nandita Roy remained calm but replied with firm confidence, "Why do you need my name?" "Whatever my name is, you can just say what you have to say. What do you want to ask?" The inspector was surprised. He couldn't believe that this woman was speaking with such confidence. Then the inspector said, "Don't act too proud. We have a cure for everything. A couple of stick blows will knock all that pride out of you. It's good you're here. I'm asking nicely, so speak up. Otherwise, you'll be beaten so badly you won't be able to walk. Anyway, enough talk. Quickly take out 2,000 taka, or you'll go to jail, understand?" But Nandita Roy fearlessly replied, "I will not give you a single taka. I've done nothing wrong. Why are you asking me for money? Why are you demanding money without reason? Are you following the law or breaking it? Do you even know what this uniform means? Did you wear this uniform for this kind of behavior? Hearing this, the inspector became furious. Enraged, he called the havildar and shouted, "Lock this woman up in jail!" The havildar immediately locked up IPS Madam Nandita Roy in the cell. No one knew that what was happening today could turn out to be very serious, because the person they had just locked up was an IPS officer. What was happening with her was no ordinary matter. Nandita Roy stayed silent, saying nothing. The havildar locked her inside the cell. A little while later, a car stopped outside the station. From the car stepped out Inspector Vikram Singh. He strode angrily into the station and called a havildar over. "I hear you've locked up a woman in the cell," he said. The havildar, taken aback, answered, "Yes, sir." "But what's the matter?" Then the inspector came out of the room and, seeing Vikram, asked, "What's going on?" "Why are you here?" Inspector Vikram Singh replied, "I heard you'd locked a woman up." "I want to see her." Inspector Debashish led him over to the lockup. When Vikram Singh saw the woman inside, he shouted in anger, "What have you done?" "This is our IPS Madam of Kalinagar district. Why have you locked her up? Do you know what you've done?" At that moment the ground seemed to fall away beneath Debashish. He stammered, "Wait again me? What?" "This IPS Madam." He had not realized who she was. He immediately signaled the havildar, who opened the cell. IPS Madam Nandita Roy stepped out and told Inspector Vikram everything. Vikram Singh then promptly phoned the district magistrate. "IPS Madame Nandita Roy has called you to the station. Please come quickly. This is serious." In a short while, DM Arindam Basu arrived at the station. After hearing the facts, he told the inspector, "What you have done is a violation of the law. You have been extorting the poor, abusing them. This is a legal offense, and now you have no chance of escape." Nandita Roy spoke up. "I don't know how many lives this inspector has ruined, how many people's happiness he's stolen. He has brutalized the poor, kicked them, extorted them. I watched his every move in order to expose him. This inspector is unworthy of the uniform. We will expose him before the whole town, show the magnitude of his wrongdoing so no one will dare repeat it. DM, sir, call a press conference tomorrow morning. The matter will be decided then. I will personally testify to what happened, and the auto driver will testify too." DM Arindam Basu replied, "All right. There will be a press conference tomorrow morning. Inspector Debashish, you will be there. The auto driver will also be called to give his statement. News of the incident spread quickly through the town. People murmured that the inspector had been committing abuses, but now, having come to the notice of IPS Madame Nandita Roy, his fate seemed sealed. Everyone was glad that the matter would be resolved and that the inspector would be punished." Morning arrived and the press conference began. Media crowded outside and a line of cars queued up. Citizens chanted slogans demanding an end to corruption. Inside the hall, DM Arindam Basu sat at the center table, IPS Madam Nandita Roy beside him, and Inspector Vikram Singh, the officer who had overseen the case, on the other side. Inspector Debashish sat in shame, head bowed in front of them. The DM tapped the bell on the table and announced, "The press conference is now in session. First, IPS Madam Nandita Roy will present her testimony." Nandita stood up, her voice calm but extremely firm, everyone's eyes fixed on her. She said, "What happened yesterday did not happen only to me, but to every poor person in Kalinagar district who, instead of justice, has received fear and extortion. I want to explain how an inspector who, wearing the uniform, was supposed to protect the law, was abusing that uniform. This morning I had taken leave to return home for my younger sister's wedding. I was dressed in ordinary clothes and I got into an auto rickshaw. The driver warned me along the way, saying that Inspector Debashish stands in this area and, without reason, extorts money from poor auto drivers. At first I thought the driver was speaking out of fear, but as we went further I saw everything with my own eyes. Inspector Debashish stopped the auto. For no reason, he threatened to impose a fine and demanded 5,000 taka. The driver pleaded again and again, but the inspector did not listen to him. Then they called me as well. They demanded money from me too, and when I refused to pay, they put me in the lockup. Think about it. This is the police officer the public trusts. I stayed silent so I could see how far this inspector would go, and he has proven that to him, the uniform is nothing but a weapon for plunder, not for protecting people. Today I am not standing here just for myself, but for those poor laborers, rickshaw drivers, and ordinary people whose hard-earned money this inspector has stolen. I want the law to be equal for everyone, and if someone wearing that uniform makes a mistake, they must be punished. The whole hall erupted in applause. Then the DM said, "Call the driver." The driver stood in front of the DM and said, "My name is AJ. I have been driving an auto for the last 10 years. Sir, we are poor people. We work day and night to feed our families. But people like Inspector Debashish will not let us live. Whenever we go out on the road, they stop us and demand money. If we do not pay, they seize the auto. They issue false fines. Yesterday, the same thing happened to me. I tried 1,000 times to explain that I have little children at home. Where am I to get such money? But they didn't listen to me. I was forced to give 2,000 taka from my savings. Otherwise, my auto would have been taken away and my family would have starved." There were tears in the driver's eyes. His voice was trembling. He further said, "I never imagined that the woman sitting in my auto was an IPS officer. If she hadn't been there, we poor people would have kept getting looted like this. I am grateful to Madam for bringing out the truth." The people sitting in the hall became emotional. Many journalists immediately recorded the statement. Now, DM Arindam Basu looked around and said, "Today's testimony has made it clear that Inspector Debashish has crossed his limits. He has exploited the poor, looted the public, and misused the law. This cannot be accepted in any way." He lifted the written order and read it out loudly in front of the media. "Inspector Debashish is hereby suspended with immediate effect. Along with that, a criminal case will be filed against him. He will be taken into custody today and sent to jail. Based on the findings of the further investigation, even stricter action will be taken." The whole hall erupted with applause and slogans. The crowd began shouting, "Justice has been served! Justice has been served!" Debashish's face turned pale. His hands were trembling. He tried to defend himself, but the police officer surrounded him immediately. Handcuffs were placed on him, and in front of the media cameras he was taken outside. The crowd was shouting, "End corruption! Long live Madam Nandita!" Nandita Roy looked toward the crowd and said, "Today's verdict is not just Debashish's defeat, but proof that if we all stand united against injustice, then no corruption can overpower us. A uniform means service and protection, not fear and extortion." Today's story ends here. Tell us in the comments how you felt about it. If you liked it, please give a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. And those who watched the video till the end, comment complete, and also let us know where you're watching from.